Morning to you, and we wish you the very best in your examination. I'm excited about one thing that I heard from the WAEC that says that they're going to ensure that no exam paper will leak. But some people still have doubts about that, don't they? Eugene Osedudu is with me in the studios of Love 99.5 right now. Eugene, good morning.
David, good morning.
How are you doing?
God is keeping us.
So, have you said a prayer for the candidates?
Yes, I was going through the numbers. Charlie David is scary. 572,894. Over half a million. If you're a policymaker, I tell you what are the preparations in the various senior high schools, the various tertiary institutions. So are you preparing for this student? 500,000. And David, I've always said that the development of any country is dependent on its human resource and not the natural resource. Because if you do not have the expertise to be able to exploit them judiciously, as Ghana has done in the last 64 years, clearly it means that there's no use of the natural resources. So I believe that education is good, and it's also kind of show that free SHS is also impacting people, because when you check the numbers, and I think I'll do that later.
We'll make some time and have that conversation. But we wish them well in the examination as they begin today. Meanwhile, the Bureau of Public Safety has conducted an online survey looking at the first 100 days of the new IGP, Dr. Dan Parry's term in office. It spanned between the 18th of October to the 7th of November, and it had about 583 respondents. Now, the survey looked at areas like, how safe you as a Ghanaian consider yourself in the past 90 days, how satisfied you are with the visibility of the Ghana police, how quick the police in Ghana responds to emergency calls, amongst others. This morning, Eugene is here. We've got, that report. He's going to run us through. But we would encourage you. In fact, we are asking you to join us on Facebook right now. LUV 99.5 FM. That's how you can find us on Facebook. We're streaming live. And if you have never witnessed any, armed robbery before, watch what we are showing you on Facebook and imagine what the victims went through. Listen, I've been asking myself so many questions ever since I saw the video and watched it. It put shivers down my spine, because you wouldn't know what their next line of action would be. And yet they are armed. It is on Facebook right now. Go check it out. We're going to show you from the very moment they rode to the place. It's around, Tech Junction. The very moment they rode into the place, parked their bike, and whatever they did, go check it out for yourself and see how the people themselves, the fear on the faces of the people who, were robbed. Go check it out. It's live on Facebook right now. And that is why we often say that, listen, we need the police to be up and doing. But the police cannot do it all. We also have a responsibility. We have a role to play. I don't know what I would do or would have done under the circumstance these young people find themselves in. Listen, join us on Facebook and get to appreciate what it is we're talking about. There are so many things that, has been initiated in Accra by way of fighting crime and making police presence felt and all that. I don't know whether you're seeing the same in Kumasi. In Accra, for example, we know that along the line they use the horses, where the police officers mounted horses just to ensure that they monitor what was happening in town to reduce crime. Then later they introduced the K9 unit, where they had the dogs as well. They have the police with the motorbikes also present in Accra. A lot of things happening in Accra. Is it trickling down here to Kumasi? Based on this survey, which of course we shall be breaking it down for you in a bit. Just stay with us. But most importantly, join us on Facebook. I want you to see certain things for yourself. And then you drop comments as well. So join us on Facebook right now on LUV 99.5 FM. But, Eugene Osedudu, as always, is our fact checker. And he has details of the findings of the survey. Eugene, share the details with us.
David, I'm looking at Facebook and I'm actually scared. Blantyre was a damn fan and I actually see proposals.
Listen, now only the women cry most of all. When they Joel, if you don't mind, please take it from the very beginning. When the guys rode their motorbikes, as if they were going to buy from them, they parked their bike, and the first thing they did when they got down off the bike and one approached the guy was a slap.
Charlie, it's like an action movie I'm watching. And you see, David, it also talks about security consciousness. You see, the guy in there was just pressing the phone.
Charlie, but look at this. And this happened last Monday. There was a total blackout, not only in the Ashanti region, but other regions as well. And this is when this happened. So there was lights out in that area. I think they were operating some generator.
Backup generator.
Charlie, go check it out on Facebook for yourself and see what it is we're talking about.
And all of them were wielding cutlass.
Machetes.
Charlie.
Machetes.
God.
So
David, the research was done by the Bureau of Public Safety, And the reason, let me give another reason people should go and watch on Facebook. David, Kumasi is the murder capital.
Yeah.
When it comes to crime statistics, we are leading. I've always said that the Ashanti region, we don't lead in good statistics. Maybe BEC has come to console us when it comes to education. But we are the murder capital. As of January to June, we had 72 murders. And Greater Accra was second with about 48. We are leading almost about 23. So we should be careful. The surveyors
and listeners, join us on Facebook. Listen, when you see what is on Facebook, please share as well. Share for us and drop comments and like our page as well. All right, just do this. Let's do this together because listen, we are in this together. So let's talk about the survey. What did it say?
So David, it was a survey that had about 583 respondents. It was done by the Bureau of Public Safety, and basically what they were doing was that they were sampling the views of Ghanaians.
God forgive me. Listeners, forgive me. God forgive me. Esther, look at the way this guy ran from baby.
No, David. You see, they can just hurt you.
God have mercy. God have mercy.
And me, another part when I saw the video, another was how they even took the TV, the television, like the monitor, guy didn't care. The monitor. He just plugged the thing out just like that. It's scary. It's scary.
Listeners, join us on Facebook, LUV 99.5 FM, and get to appreciate what it is we're talking about, please. Yeah.
Yeah, so David, the survey, as I said, had 583 respondents, so done by the Bureau of Public Safety, and basically what they were doing was that they were sampling the views of ordinary Ghanaians, assessing the 100 days of Dr. George Akuetteh Dampare, because you all saw the applause that met its announcement as the substantive IGP was acting in the capacity for I think about a month or two. Then he was made the substantive IGP. So basically they asked about 6 questions, and they were the respondent that people were given. So David, let me share that with our listeners and our viewers on Facebook.
Okay.
The first question was, how confident are you in the new administration in delivering quality and professional policing?
Okay.
And David, 56 of them indicated that they were confident in the new police administration. Actually, when you break it down, the very confident people were 29. Those who were confident were 27. Those who were neutral were 37, not confident were 6%, and poor was 1%. So when you tally the very confident and confident, because these are on the same trajectory, 56 of the respondents indicated that they were confident in the new police administration, while 37% remained neutral, and 7% said they do not have confidence in the new police administration. Now, David, the second question they asked was, how do you feel the Ghana Police Service has changed during the period under review? They were asking, since Dr. Akuetteh Dampare came on the scene, has the police service changed in your view? These were the response of people. 11% said much improved, 48% said improved, 35% said the same, 2% said it's worse, and 4% said it's much worse. So when you tally it means that 59% claim the Ghana Police Service has seen some improvement in the last 90 days since Dr. Akuetteh Dampare came on the scene. 36% claim things appeared same, while 6% said that they don't see any improvement in the delivery of policing in this country. Now the third question was, how safe do you consider yourself in Ghana in the past 90 days? David, this is very important. The very safe people said 6% were just 6%. The very unsafe is 12%. The unsafe is 23%. Unsure is 46%. And safe is 13%.
So you tell us your own thoughts, your own feeling. How safe do you consider yourself in Ghana in the past 90 days or 100 days? How safe do you consider yourself in Ghana? Speak for yourself. These are respondents who partook in a survey. We'd like to hear from you.
Several demographics.
Yes.
Yes. So, David, let me take that again. They said, how safe do you consider yourself in Ghana in the last 90 days? A whopping 46% said they are not sure. And I believe that when you ask these guys from Pico, they are part of the 46%. 23% said they are unsafe. 12% said they are very unsafe, 6% said they are very safe, and 13% said they are safe. So it means that only 19% of the respondents consider themselves safe in Ghana in the last 90 days. As again, 25% who consider themselves unsafe, and also 46% who are not sure. They are in the middle. They are kind of neutral. Whether I'm safe or unsafe, they can't really tell. And the next point was, to what extent do officers in Ghana Police Service show concern for victims? The 32% of the respondents said they are unconcerned. 35% said the police people are neutral. 7% said the police service are concerned. Only 1% said they are very concerned. and 25% said very unconcerned. So it means that 57% of respondents said the officers of Ghana Police Service do not show concern for citizens. And only 8% claim that officers showed concern for citizens. So, David, if you check the last two I've given you, it means that yet people do not feel safe. They also feel that there have to be a lot of professionalism on the part of the officers of the Ghana Police Service.
All right, so there's been some improvement in some areas.
Yes.
They are comfortable and they think that, well, under Dampare, there's been some improvement. But in some areas, they still have worries. And that is why I think that the IGP and the police hierarchy need to focus attention on a bit more and work on it.
I'll give you those areas. So now, David, let me go to the next one. They said that how satisfied are you with the visibility of the Ghana Police Service? This is very critical.
Very, very. And I've noted about 3 things that I see as very critical. And so Joel, Cates, and co, after showing this video one more time, what we'd like for you to do for us is to show the visibility of the police in Accra. We want to do a bit of a comparative analysis this morning because in Accra, like I said earlier, they've introduced a few things. So they have the horses with police mounting them to ensure that they are seen. They have the K9 unit, and this is one of the K9 unit pictures that we have in Accra, where they have dogs, available, helping the police and assisting them in crime fighting. And then there are motorbikes. I haven't seen any of the horses in Kumasi yet with police officers on them. Nope. I haven't seen any police officer in the region, Ashanti region, with dogs. The K9 unit, I haven't seen them. So I don't know whether the respondents based theirs on what was happening in Accra or it was a general.
It was a general survey. Oh yes, it's not here, but I see, David, it's not just about.
Look at them, beautifully dressed, and then the dogs ready for action as well.
Yeah, David, this will go into visibility.
Yes,
but there's also a lot of other angles that they treated. So I think that maybe the Ashanti region will have the benefit of that, and I think that successfully maybe to.
Well, I said this because I remember I spoke to the PR for Ghana Police here in the Ashanti region, and he talked about the fact that very soon we'll be seeing them.
Yes. Even because I know that the shuttle service for the Ashanti region is even working. Do you know that now the police have a shuttle service where they bus some of these police officers who are manning the banks and various institutions to their place and also back to their various.
So let's talk about the visibility. What did the stats say?
So when it comes to visibility, now they say that only 38% of the respondents indicated dissatisfaction. Another 27% remain neutral, while 35% indicated satisfaction. So David, again, it means that the visibility from because it's just 35%.
Yeah.
35%. Now when you come to the last two, they said that if you call the emergency, the police service lines.
Another area of interest.
Yes, did they respond quickly? If you're under attack, if your place is under robbery attack, and if you call the police, do they respond quickly? They said that on police response to emergency, 53% of respondents indicated that the police responded too slowly. 16% said that they do not show up at all, whilst 2% said that the police responded faster than expected. So and another 29% said they responded on time. So, David, if you tally it, it means that, again, police response to emergency can be improved.
Most definitely. And again, I was trying to read around to see what pertains elsewhere. Elsewhere, for example, in the United States of America, depending on the situation, because when you place a call to the emergency number, the 911, and other calls have come in their way. So between 5 to 10 minutes, police will be there. If you need police emergency, within 5 to 10 minutes, police will be available for you. Ambulance will be available for you within 5 to 10 minutes.
David, again, it also goes to show you how present, they call it present, the various police stations are set up. For example, you know that in Amakome and Asafo, I stay in Asafo, there's no police station. You have to go to Asokwa or Railways police station. So if there's something happening in Asafo, there's no police station around that mix. You get it. Either they come from Forikrum, Asokwa, or Railway police station. So sometimes it also comes about how we cite some of these institutions and the proximity to the various, resident areas that we have. The new sites. What are the police stations there? When you go to Adiembra, Edrosu Menshia and Co., where are the police stations?
And again, it falls into what the Ghana Statistical Service found in their survey, where they talked about hospitals, schools, and some of these, essential
essential facilities. Now, David, the last one was, how do you think the Ghana Police Service is effective at proactively preventing crime?
But before you do, please give us the statistics or the figures again for the response. Please.
The response. So the response, they said that 53% indicated that the police were too slow. 16% said they didn't show up at all. 2% said that the police responded faster. and 29% said that the police came on time. At least they gave the police 7 minutes. The police was there within that time window. Now, when you come to preventing policing, because we've always said that our police service shouldn't just be about reactive policing. The crime has already happened and you are going to investigate, but it should be also about quelling some of these issues and all that. On crime prevention, 13% indicated that the police were proactive. Just 13%. 30% said that they were less proactive. 21% said that they were not proactive in preventing crime at all, while remaining 36% of the respondents were undecided. So, David, if you check, out of the 7 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the police tick the boxes for just the first 2. Because the first 2 was talking about how they see the police in delivering quality and professional policing. 56% of the respondents were in the affirmative that yes, the confidence in the police have been back in the last 90 days. When it comes to the second one about how do they feel the Ghana Police Service has delivered under the period when Dr. Akuetteh came on the scene, again, you notice that 59% said the confidence is back. But when it comes to about feeling safe, visibility, the conduct of police personnel on the scene, also about crime responding and proactiveness, the percentages are a bit down. So for me, if Dr. Akuetteh is so mind, these are some of the indicators they should see. The citizens in the country still do not feel safe. They feel that the conduct of some police persons on the road, should be improved. Some of them maybe are still taking the various bribes. Some of them are also stopping people needlessly. Some of them are also causing unnecessary traffic because of some pretenses that they will get from people and all that. So, David, these are a summary of.
But again, one would argue and say that it's only 90 days, or let's say only 100 days yet.
Yes, and indeed, the survey even acknowledges that.
Yeah, you can use this to really judge them that much. Thanks very much, Eugene Osetutu. Let me go onto the phone lines now and speak to Dr. Jones Opokuwari. He's a lecturer with the Department of Sociology, K University, and also a criminologist. Doc, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, David. How are you?
I am well. Thanks for asking, sir. I trust you're well.
I'm good.
So I'm sure you've gone through the survey. What are the highlights in there for you? What are the lowlights in there for you as well?
Okay, so thank you very much once again. And let me say good morning to all your listeners. I have used the survey, and I think that in terms of the confidence of the public in the new system, I mean the new police authorities, I think is for me one of the high points for me. And if that kind of confidence can be sustained, we can have the police doing what is expected of them. However, there is still a lot that the police administration will have to do in terms of making the citizens feel safe and secure, because you can see within the system there is still what in criminology called fear of crime. That is the tendency for people to feel unsafe because they don't know whether there's a possibility for them to be attacked or to experience any kind of crime. That is what is very high within the system. And for me, that is what the new police administration should work on in terms of reducing the fear of crime and making sure that people are safe.
Now, a lot is happening in Accra, and I would ask this question: do you think that it is trickling down here to Ashanti region where we live? Would you say it's trickling down?
Well, I can see some changes going on in terms of operational strategies of the police. For instance, in the matters of visibility, I'm seeing the police in the Ashanti region having somewhat more presence compared to the past. And for me, that is a very good thing. However, if I look at the other initiatives that have been deployed in Accra, for instance, the use of the K9 units, also base street patrols using the horses and all that, we are yet to see that within Ashanti region. And for me, I know, because talking to my sources within the police at the headquarters, they tell me that, look, they are making plans to get those kind of systems also operational within the region. So I'm sure within the next few months, we should be seeing these kind of units and operational strategies being deployed within the region. And that should send some kind of good news and security for the people.
How about the response time from the police? A lot of people are not satisfied with their response when you call them under emergencies. Why is it that low? Why is it that the confidence in that aspect of the survey seems to be low?
Okay, so let's look at it this way. In fact, generally, when we talk about response time, a number of factors go into what informs the kind of response time that the police can provide. In fact, in other countries such as the U.S., for instance, it is said that the average response time for any crime call is 11 minutes. Okay, that is dependent on the proximity of the police precinct to where the calls were made. So that is the average time. However, you can see that at different state levels, some are able to even respond like in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I mean, based on the the proximity of the police precinct to where the calls are made. But you see, when you compare that to our system and our society or maybe our country, you can see that a number of factors go in to affect the way the police are able to respond to the kind of calls, when we make in terms of emergency. And for instance, we look at the nature of the emergency. Okay, so if the police think that a kind of call that a person makes to their office, if they weigh the kind of complaints and it is not so high in priority, there's a tendency that they are going to be lethargic for them to respond. And now we also look at the availability of resources. I mean, let's be clear and let's all be honest with ourselves. Our police is not well resourced in terms of, the accoutrements that they will need to be able to police crime. For instance, many of them do not have, cars. They don't even have motorbikes to move around. So there are only few of these vehicles and other, transport facilities that they have that should be able to help them to respond appropriately and in time when crimes are occasioned. So it is one factor that we have to look at. And also the availability of personnel. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, if you look at our population and the number of police we have, I mean, the ratio doesn't match based on the world population, for the world recommendation of the ratio in terms of police to citizens. So we can see that we are low, and in terms of the numbers of the police that are supposed to, police crime across the country. And we also look at issues of the traffic situation. And now let's be clear, the way our society and our streets are configured are not safe, okay, and are not conducive for the policing of crimes, okay? Because when the police are caught, sometimes they have to find ways and means and meander their way through the traffic system before they are even able to get to the location, okay? And this even brings to mind the kind of location and addressing system that we have. So you see that all these kind of factors, when they converge in time and space, makes it quite difficult for the police to respond. Okay, and these are the things that I think and I know, work against the police in their ability to respond to emergency situations when people find themselves in those, situations. So for me, if we really want to improve their time, I think that we have to work on this. Look, David, personally, I have not been in favor of, let's say, procuring aircraft or maybe helicopters for police. Fine. Maybe if it is for other rescue activities like an accident scenario, that's fine. I mean, in this country, we don't even do hot chase. How many times do we have the police pursuing robbers, using cars on our streets in a hot chase? So, for instance, I would prefer, the use of motorbikes. I mean, buying them more motorbikes, buying them more ATVs, that's the all-terrain vehicles, where they can be able to move through all the traffic situations and pursue criminals when they spot them, instead of just giving them things like helicopters and all those things. Because the kind of society and the spatial structure we have does not, it's not conducive for that kind of policing. Okay, so these are the things that we have to look at if we are to help the police to be able to respond appropriately to crime situations.
And again, I would say that, philanthropists can also, support the police with motorbikes. I mean, yes. if we can, because some of us have, the money. I'm not saying me. I mean, some of you guys, let me use you, Dr. Jones. You guys have the money. So you can decide to buy, let's say, 20 motorbikes and donate it to a particular police station.
Well,
you buy 10 and donate it.
I'll do that.
Say again?
And God blesses me more.
Oh, God has blessed you. But having talked about, we being, kind enough to buy motorbikes for the police to aid them in their work. Again, if you take a look at the survey and the area of the proactiveness of the police in preventing crime, it looked as if they didn't do too well at all. What is the challenge with, preventing crime by the police, and how can we improve that aspect as well?
Okay, so I was perusing a 2020 U.S. crime and safety reports that normally the U.S. Embassy issued to their citizens who are traveling to Ghana in terms of crime and safety. Okay, and they referred to our police service as a reactive police force. That is what they describe as Ghana police. And essentially what they are saying is that our police do not work based on intelligence, but rather what they do is that they sit aloof and wait for the crime to be committed, and then they begin to act. And you and I know these are some of the concerns that some of us have raised over the period about how the police should function. Generally, you see that when it comes to intelligence-led policing, there is still more rooms that need to be improved from the policing point of view and also from the citizens' point of view. It is that part that I think has to be worked on. But when it comes to the reactive policing, we all know that our police are very good, especially when they want to work. Because we know that when crimes are occasioned and they really want to go in and get, the perpetrators and the suspects, they are able to do that and get those guys out. So for me, once they are able to get people out, when they commit crimes, they should be able to use those same strategies to gather intelligence, to be able to prevent the commission of the crime. And now that for me is the most important, because people don't have to get themselves into the problem before we come to their aid. But if there are ways of foiling, the crimes even before they happen, then I think that is the most important way to go. And the police must begin to cultivate more informants within our communities and also among people to be able to get some of this intelligence. And I think they should also be working more with the other, intelligence agencies like the BNI, and also the National Security Outfit and all those institutions. And now once they are able to work collaboratively, then it will become very easy for them to pick some of these intelligence and then work on them before those crimes are commissioned.
And again, I'm believing that they ought to engage with the public some more to encourage the public to also support, because elsewhere, you and I know, even an old lady, an old man somewhere who is not really working, is not active, observe somebody who comes to the area who is not known to the area, they easily will inform police about it.
So one of the points I was about to make was what we call the community engagement.
Yeah.
Okay, because I think that it is another part of our policing that needs to be improved. Because you see that all policing, as I have said some time ago, is local. Okay, so you need to engage the people more. Your presence might be felt among the people. Generally, the police lives, they live among people.
Yeah.
So once they begin to engage the community, okay, they will get more of the information and more of the intelligence. But what I have found over the period is that there is that disconnect between the citizens and the police, so that it creates a certain kind of antagonistic relationship between the police and the citizens. That is why most of the time we are very observant. Immediately people are called or stopped by the police, people get angry because there is that disconnect. The police have not been able to, endear themselves to the communities and the citizens. So citizens are finding it quite difficult to appreciate the nature of their job. But their job is very important because that is what guarantees our safety and our security. So for me, it is an aspect that they have to work on. And I'm praying that the new IGP and the new police administration will be more within the communities. I see the IGP going around to certain places, and yes, that's fine. I normally call that a tour. Okay, I want a sustained, system where it doesn't have to take the IGP to be the one touring communities. But then communities, police within communities or police divisions and stations within communities, the members of those precincts can now come to the communities where they are embedded and engage the people in a very meaningful way. It is only through that they can get most of the information and the intelligence that they need to be able to fight the crime.
And that is why we have commanders there who are leading, the police service there. Well, shop smart on Jumia every day. It's super cool with 100% authentic brands to choose from. Buy your phones and accessories, your home care and kitchen, beauty and fashion items on Jumia. Enjoy amazing daily deals, free shipping, and best-in-class online shopping experience on Jumia. Download the Jumia app today or call them on 0302 740-643 to order now. Jumia, your everyday delivered. But again, you're talking about the sustainability of this, and you talked about the fact that the new IGP has been going to communities and all that. This new IGP has had public support from day one. I'm wondering where this one is coming from, but he's had massive support from day one. And I'm wondering again whether what he has begun is sustainable. What are some of the challenges he might be faced with that will make this challenging and not sustainable?
Okay. All right. So, David, I mean, all over the world, the police derive public confidence and support from two main sources. We have what we call the instrumental source and what we call the expressive source. So let me just break it down. And when we talk about instrumental source, what we are saying basically is that the citizens must have the belief that the police have the ability, to fight crime, reduce the fear of crime, and also improve safety and security of the community members. Okay, so if you look at this current IGP, the reason why he seems to get some kind of public support is based on his background, the things we know him to have done, even before he became IGP. So if you remember, when the former MP, I think J.B. Dankwa, was murdered, the investigation was led by this current IGP. And within some few weeks, Sexy Dondon and his accomplice had been spotted and arrested. Okay, so that kind of background seems to suggest to people that, look, this is a man who has the ability to fight crime and also help people, to feel more safe. So that is where he's getting one of the reasons why he's getting that kind of public support. And now, what is also needed is the expressive source. And now basically what it means is that the police institution on its own must convey messages of, law and order and stability in itself. That is to say that the police must be seen, by the citizens as being able to deal with crimes and to be able to solve, criminal issues when they come. Okay, so it is very important that this new IGP, because of the way he's handled certain issues immediately he was appointed. For instance, you know very well that initially, issues like people faking their murders, people brandishing, weapons. Ghanaians would have just laughed about it. The police would not have done anything. But now, this guy comes in and tells people that, look, this is a crime, and I can actually deal with you because of this. So it is restoring some of confidence in the police system itself to say that, look, the police are the moral authority, and that when moral authority is declined, the new system will be able to resolve and to reconstitute the kind of moral values that we need in society. So that is the kind of, support and the kind of public confidence that this new IGP has brought. And for me, once he continues with that, it is going to, strengthen the police, and he's going to get massive public support from the public.
I wish we had time to go on, because I wanted us to take a look at the role of the politicians, who give him the free hand to operate, because this time around he's even going for entertainers, musicians who are doing wrong and all that. In some 30 seconds, do you think he's going to have the free role he has and he needs to be able to do this?
Initially when he was appointed, and even for now, there's euphoria. I still sometimes hold back, because until the tail of those people are touched, it will be very difficult for you to assess the effectiveness of the police. And you will realize that recently, when one of these politicians was touched, now immediately you see that there is a division among the people, because something that now he's pursuing certain political class as against others. So for me, until he's able to stand his toe and deal with politicians, especially those who appointed him when they go wrong, I will not be able to say much about him for now.
Hear you.
So until I see that, then I'll be much more confident that, look, we have a new fresh air that is going to be brief on the police.
Dr. Jones Opokuwari, thanks very much for your time with us this morning. Dr. Jones Opokuwari is a lecturer with the Department of Sociology, KNUSC, and also a criminologist. He joined us on the phone lines for a conversation. Now, we are activating the phone lines now on 03220-83596. Give us a call. Do you feel safer now? Do you feel the presence of the police when you go out there? Give us a call now on 03220-83596. Let's have you share your thoughts with us. What do you make of the response time, even from the police, when you need an emergency or you're under an emergency? Well, good morning, brother. This is Hager Beidu of Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, A&E, that is accident and emergency. Well, I want you to wish my child, Cecil Claude Hoyle of Maria Montessori, at Ordino Kwada, so success in his exams. May the Lord grant him the knowledge and understanding to see him through. And this prayer goes to you, Cecil Claude Hoyle, and of course to all the candidates out there. Join us on 03220-83596. What do you make of the new IGP? Christoph, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, David. Hello, David.
Yes, I am well, Chris. Good to have you. Let's hear you, sir.
Yes, Nana Semenshia, Mr. Akuetteh, they are listening. They are my bosses. I want to say God bless them. David, this new IGP is doing well, but some of us are not feeling the impact. He might be doing well, but you see, it should, as you said, it should trickle down to the various regions. Dave, as we speak, my region, Bono East region, there won't be a single week without armed robbery cases. Serious. From a table to Yeji. That's right. These robbers have been terrorizing people there almost every day. Last weekend, David, 2 ambulances were shut up on that strike. This Friday, Saturday morning. So we the district commanders, the regional commanders should complement the effort of the IGP. You see, you can't do it alone. Do you know that this weekend, this IGP was in Takoradi in the night to go and ask questions about those who are at night duty and all that? He's doing well. But he can't do that alone without the complementation of the other police officers. And the police job is not supposed to be in the offices. They should be on the field. David, finally, from Adan Kwame to Daba, that's Kufuor's hometown, Adan Kwame, Faso, Kapro, Daba, the armed robbers have been worrying people, killing people. Now when you pass there, there's no police presence. They'll wait until somebody is killed again before they'll start going there. We want them to be on the guy. And what happened to the Kofi Boate's feasibility, person?
I hear you, Christoph. Thanks for joining us. 03220-83596. You can also be a part of our conversation. What do you make of the work of the new IGP? Is it trickling down? What do you make of police presence, prevention of crime, and all that? What do you make of it? Do you feel safer now than before? Join us on 03220-83596. Stevie Wonder, good morning.
Good morning, David.
And welcome, Stephen. Do you feel safer now?
David, please forgive me. I am in the car. Maybe you heard some just a little noise behind me. But let me use this opportunity and greet your listeners and greet lawyer Amankwa, Income Regional Chairman in our Central Region. My suggestion or my advice or my opinion to the new IGP in this morning is that at times, you, the journalists, are doing something which is not good at all. Because you will projecting the person as if the person is working or the person is just too much on his work. But instead of you people to advise or to give the person opinion, you will rather stopping that thing and then projecting the person. But my advice and then my opinion to the new IGP is that he should bring back the invisibility, the visibility of what Kofi Boateh has said, and then conquer the most criminal in this country.
We thank you, Stephen, for joining us. And if you follow the conversation, we're talking about visibility in Accra, and we said, well, same ought to be replicated here in the Ashanti region. We also talked about a few things that would improve the work of the police, and you heard Dr. Jones Opoku touch on things that ought to be done to improve security in Kumasi. So you give credit where credit is due, and also talk about challenges where the challenges are, and hope that they'll be worked upon. Thanks, Stephen Wonder. Joseph, good morning. Hello, Joseph, good morning.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, good morning.
Yes, Joseph, how are you, sir?
I'm well, and yourself?
I'm well, too. Thanks for asking. Let's hear you, sir.
Okay. If we are to assess the current IGP, I think that he has the capacity to become very effective. But the only problem we have in this country is that mostly we pick good people to lead, but the political class, the appointing authority, sometimes don't allow people to work according to their free will. So you realize that the good people sometimes, when they get position, then the people become dissatisfied because they are not allowed to use their conscience to rule, to govern. So I believe that if the politicians, especially the appointing authority, will not interfere in his operation, I think he's got the capacity to become a very effective IGP. And secondly, when it comes to security, a lot of these factors culminate into better policing. If you look at the area I say now, I see at Housing, Worker Housing, the lightning situation there is very appalling. So it creates room for these miscreants in society to take advantage of the system. So please, I would like to also appeal to the city authorities that they should improve on the lightning situation in this part of the region.
And you're talking about street lighting.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
The darkness all over housing area. We hardly see police people doing patrols. Let us resource the police people. I think if you resource them, we can charge them to work well. The whole of Achimango Beja, the division, they have only one vehicle. So if you are under attack and you call them, by the time they get there, the armed robbers or the people might have voted. So let us also talk about the retooling the police service so that it doesn't become the normal political rhetoric.
Thank you very much, Joseph. And you know what? That's why I said a while ago that, listen, those who can afford to get motorbikes for the police, let's do that. And again, the president says we should be citizens and not spectators. So what we can also do in this situation is that even when we see some political hands try to, prevent the police from working, let's speak about it and to put them on their toes. Hassan, good morning.
Good morning to you, David.
Yes, sir, welcome, sir.
And good morning to the management of Kumasi Abattoir. David, I think the police, the IGP is doing well for now. I said for now because Accra is not only limited to police job. We have a lot of things to be done. As you assume, like if people can invest in policing, that would be fine. But to be honest with you, we travel a lot. And it's not just about the inner cities. When you're traveling from here to Tamale, you would never even see road patrol team, but you see this barricade and other stuff. That's also good, but we need more. Accra has everything. Kumasi is lacking. Takoradi is lacking. Tamale is lacking. So I know it's not one day job, and I believe he can do it. Let's give him a chance and see how it goes.
Indeed, let's give him the chance. Let's see how it goes. Thanks very much, Hassan, for joining us. 03-220-83596. You can still stay with us, especially those of you who have not seen that video we've talked about. Forgive my laughter a while ago. It's no laughing matter. It's a serious business. When armed robbers attack a place of, let's say a restaurant or eatery place, go check it out on Facebook on LUV 99.5 FM. Charlie, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. We're talking about security here this morning. Kofi Bedu.
Hi, Dave.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing, and you?
I'm well, Kofi. Good to have you. Let's hear you.
Dave, the new IGP will be stressful in fight against crime, not political crime. I'm saying this in the sense that the IGP position is, political. Let me put it that way, because you are given this appointment by the president. That's what I'm saying. It's political. So if you step on the toe of, quote unquote, government-linked personnel, I don't think you will succeed in dealing with that person unless those in opposition, like what is. Hi, Dad.
Listen to you, Kofi.
Yes, like what is happening to Sosu, because he's in opposition. No, I did not want to go in that tangent. But since when the demonstration becomes a cry in this, let me put it in a lawful demonstration.
Things that happen, some things can happen during the demonstration that could make it unlawful. Certain things.
He's not organizer of the demonstration. Neither was he the leader of the demonstration. In fact, if that happened to a different, the other side, I would have led demonstrations many years ago. I've joined demonstrations many years ago. So if it had happened to me, I don't think I would take it lightly. That's why I'm saying that, demonstration, just when this global demonstration becomes a crime, they do not burn ties on tight road.
Well, I hear you, but again, the point is he's one of the main guys who, the architect behind that demonstration, and he said in a video that they were going to block the road and all that. So yes, if you organize a lawful thing, but some things that are unlawful or curse, action would have to be taken. What is the big deal? He says they are inviting him to come and answer questions, help investigation. Is there anything wrong with that? Emmanuel, good morning.
Hello, David. Good morning.
Welcome, sir.
Yes, I'm Emmanuel Lai from Christian Service in Kumasi.
Welcome, sir.
And my submission may be like a normal trend, but then I want to give another suggestion also. For I say, like the last caller, I think 2 callers before me said that the IGP is doing very well, but it will take systems, the electing body, appointing body, to make him free to act the way he should. And if that is one of the virtues he's given, or let me say if he's given that free hand to act, I think things will go better. But I also want to appeal to him. I think it will be, let me say, future. We can look at making the police academy have courses like the university. Maybe upgrade it to be like a university. Maybe long term, or at least more than half of our police academic qualification, that will help them be able to, interface with the society, because there are a lot of issues that happen sometimes. You see, it's just a matter of communication sometimes. And I feel it's bad. Sometimes the way they handle people, they need to go through some training. So that complementing what the IGP is doing now, I believe in the long term, if they are given that kind of formal education, that higher level education, even in their own academy, they don't need to go to university, but it has to be upgraded to something like that. I believe it will help us as a nation also in the long term. Thank you.
Hear you. I like how you ended though, the academy. David is also on the line right now. Hi, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, David. How are you?
I am well, David. Good to have you.
Yeah. This topic for the day is one of the topics I always wish we would discuss it. The unfortunate aspect is we are becoming used to some sort of order. One of the callers, about the last 2 or 3 callers, said when the demonstration became a crime here, we have been used to a certain pattern of life, and we have ignored the reality and the law. Now somebody comes to being, and he wants to put things right, and people are ranting left and right. How do you want our society to be? At a point in time, there should be the line drawn that from hence, this is how we're going to get our lives in the country. People are talking about Europe, like your consultant or the person you invited. So the road network in the country, the traffic situation, the address, digital addresses. Let us try and help the system get all these things in place, and we will feel comfortable. So we should also be prepared for the new era, the new phase of the police. We all as citizens should be able to support the police. Yes, for the police, in every system that we call it, there are the madness. But the man has decided to give a new face to the police. Let us encourage him. On the issue of the political elites, when they are touched, let us get to the point and let's see how this man reacts. So that at least we all have the confidence. But one thing I pray for is that let us have the patience for the man, Dampare, and let's all see how well can do for all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, said David. Thank you very much. Thomas is our final caller. Welcome, Thomas. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah. All right. What I want to add to the new IGT issue is, let me say, if you want to conduct a service, you have to conduct it without fear or favor. Or don't say, because of Party A has appointed me, if Party A does something wrong, I'll not hold him or her responsible. But others, I will do what it takes to hold them responsible. That one, it will not help you. So if you are going to conduct yourself, you have to what? To apply the rules to all manner of human beings, no matter who you are, so that you find your work easy. But if you want to do selective of power, you find it difficult to conduct your work. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Thomas, for joining us. And We have some messages to share with you from Facebook, and Leo joins me with those messages. Leo, welcome back. And what are people saying on Facebook?
This is from Fred Abogo. He says, if I'm the guy in yellow, I would have died with that hungry, skinny-looking bandit. How many times can he use that cutlass on you if you decide to confront him? I mean, how? These chaps got away so easily, but that's an advice I will advise nobody to take. If they attack you, give them whatever they want. Let them go with it. Your life is more important than those property or money that they will take.
I agree with you.
Kobla Anthony Godwin Zilevu says, good morning, David. They are praising the IGP because he arrests some musicians and some pastors. David, the police visibility in my area is 0. Me, I will rate the IGP 2/10. Things are still the same. I don't feel safe. It's only God who takes care of us. This is from Kingsley Chigozi. He says, good morning. I'll commend the IGP for his work. But trust me, it's just the initial tactics they use to make people feel they are working. Let's wait until this time next year and see the outcome. God help us. This is from Yao Brobe Ban. He says, Dave, how many night patrol duties has IGP Dr. Kufu Dampare taken part in since he became the substantive IGP? While he was in acting capacity, he participated in a number of them. Did he do that with the view of catching the eyes of the president for his confirmation? And from Richard Yao Smith, he says, to my view about the policing in Kumasi, I suggest they bring back Kofi Boache to Kumasi, else it will be difficult, because the way he plotted visibility policing in Kumasi, it was marvelous. It was marvelous. So those new police commanders in Kumasi can't learn from what he left Mother Ghana.
Well, we have a new regional commander, DCOP Afol Boache Iadom. Let's give him the support. Let's wish him well. Maybe he might do better, or do at par as Kofi Boache. I mean, we want the best for this region. So listen, let's keep our fingers crossed and wish, DCOP Afol Boache Iadom well.
And this is from Orura Kwekumenu Edujemfi. He says, Dave, for 4 good times, criminals have tried to enter my room.
Whoa.
For almost a year, I couldn't sleep on my bed. The psychological aspect of this will make you not live a happy life. For me, I don't feel safe, and he is just doing a celebrity policing. Joey Cool says we can easily solve our problems if we pass a law to ban movement of motorbikes after 8 p.m. We need drastic measures.
Okay, so for those of you who are saying that, join us on Facebook right now and see broad daylight. Broad daylight. It's not about 8 p.m. Asemo. Broad daylight. That's a video showing right now. Please join us there right now. He thinks that with motorbikes they can only rob during the night.
I mean,
in Accra, there's been motorbike robberies during the day at banks.
The one that happened at Alaba was during the day, and they were used to use motorbikes. So that's not the solution.
8 p.m. or 9 p.m. or 7
it doesn't
p.m.
matter. He says just last Saturday, a friend was shot and his car was snatched around the report area. It's getting worse. And from Francisca Boating, she says, see, from 4 days now, she's talking about lights.
But you know what? If you see the way this guy took away this lady's phone.
Simple like that, too.
But you Facebook, Mr. LP, go on to Facebook right now. Just spend some minute or two and look at the woman, left traumatized, confused, worried. Go on to Facebook right now and see this beautiful, let me put it that way, orchestrated robbery. Daylight.
But if it was me, the time he got on that bike and they were about to move, I would have taken some action. After he took my phone, he had a little bit of difficulty jumping on the mic.
You just gave an advice that Mama Mufanko.
When you're quiet now, come here, be a Bema. If this was a man,
listen,
I think somebody would have.
Message. Oh, you done with the message?
I'm done with
the message. Well, the Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Ghana Limited is 25 years old, so let's say hooray. And as part of the activities marking its 25th anniversary, Coca-Cola, within the week, will be having its Customer Appreciation Week, where management and staff of Coca-Cola will go out and say thank you to its numerous customers, now retailers and stakeholders, for their loyalty to the general public. So please watch out. Other activities to celebrate its 25th anniversary, the Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Ghana Limited is rewarding its consumers through a call, answer and win quiz on Love 99.5 FM. You hear that? Call, answer and win on Love 99.5. Now, a caller gets to win by correctly answering 3 simple questions relating to the Coca-Cola Company and its brand. So tune in to Drive Time on Love 99.5 on Friday, the 19th of November 2021. Call in and answer 3 simple questions